Hey everybody, so today I saw The Grudge, directed by Nicholas Pess. This movie stars Tara Westwood, Andrea Riseborough, Demian Bichir, sorry I know I probably butchered your name, and John Cho. This movie commits to two of the cardinal sins of movies. It is bland, and it is boring. It feels somewhat creepy at times, but that's only in the beginning of the movie when you haven't gotten used to its shtick and what it's trying to force on you as an audience member. At no point I would call this movie scary, and it is full of jump scares and musical cues, that hardly wake the audiences up from their boredom. The whole thing is told in a non-linear fashion, and it suffers because of that. There isn't enough story to follow one character or one family throughout the film, so they decide to follow four families for a total of 10 different characters over the course of what I believe is 3 years, and it feels incredibly disjointed. The story itself is boring and doesn't really explain itself. I don't want movies to force feed what is going down in the story down my throat, but at no point does it try to explain the spirit that is haunting this house. Why did it leave Japan and come to America and stay in America? Why didn't it go to John Cho's house after he was cursed? Why don't we see all the dozen people that were killed in Japan? Why is it just the American families? Why was the old lady and her husband allowed to live for so long in the house without being killed? The movie consistently presents things like this to the audience without giving it rhyme or reason to exist or be in the film. On top of that, the story just doesn't make any sense. It's not interesting. None of the characters are likable, and you don't want to see any of them survive or follow them. There's no characteristics. There's no discerning characteristics to them besides what's her name being pregnant. There's nothing in this movie to make the audience even remotely care about any of these characters or feel on an emotional level for them. As for the acting, everyone is fucking terrible. One older actress in this movie is laughably bad and does not feel like an actress at all, and instead feels like the director's mother just being thrown into the film because he's doing it and she asked for it as a favor. At times, Demian Bichir is unintelligible with what he's trying to say due to Scottish accent in Pennsylvania, and the only one that actually feels like he's trying to act in this movie is John Cho, and he still doesn't feel like he wants to be there. The Grudge 2020 is boring, bland, and frankly a mess that does nothing to present anything interesting to the audience, being full of a poor color palette choice, lazy directing, and a cookie cutter score that is just annoying. At times I found myself almost falling asleep at what little was going on screen. So much of this film is filled with dead air with nothing happening that is horribly uninteresting. Seeing my ex-girlfriend on Tinder before I recorded this review was the scariest thing I have seen today. And this is supposed to be a horror movie. 2.3 out of 10. Starting 2020 off on a very, very bad note.